Social projection is the tendency to transfer our own characteristics, feelings, opinions, or beliefs onto others. An example of this can be found in Van Cleef and de Dreux's experiment that we mentioned earlier when discussing the confirmation bias. Remember, in this study, Van Cleef and colleagues had a series of participants assume that their counterpart was either cooperative or competitive, and they measured the number of cooperative or competitive questions that participants subsequently asked. Interestingly, these authors also introduced a third condition into their study. In this third condition, participants were not given any information about the counterpart. They were therefore in a state of total uncertainty as to the potential behavior that their partner was likely to display at the negotiation table. How did these participants react to this uncertainty? Did they ask many competitive questions? Or on the contrary, did they tend to ask a lot of cooperative questions? Well, generally speaking, we notice that competitive questions are the most popular. And this is not surprising, since we know that the competitive view is the default view in a negotiation process. More interestingly, however, the participants' choice to opt for cooperative rather than competitive questions depended on their own social value orientation. As a reminder, social value orientation distinguishes pro-social people from individualistic and competitive people. Pro-social people have more cooperative personalities and they view their own gains in relation to their partner's gain. In contrast, individualists and competitors are primarily motivated by their personal gain and they use more competitive strategies. Well, in line with the projection bias, Van Cleef and colleagues' results show that when no information about the counterpart is available, people project their own personality onto their counterpart. Thus, individualists and competitors ask more competitive questions and fewer cooperative ones to their counterparts than did the pro-social negotiators. In conclusion, social projection is an error of judgment where, when we are faced with uncertainty about the other party, we tend to transfer our own characteristic and motivation onto them. Social projection is more probable in cooperative context than in competitive one, as in the latter context, the counterpart is perceived to be too different from oneself for social projection to take place. In addition, it's important to say that social projection can be beneficial in a cooperative context, as it increases the perceived similarity between the diverging party. But it can also be problematic in that it prevents the log rolling strategy from taking place.